one of the most important things you need to do as soon as you've recalled a scene and you're starting to set up sound for this or that group that's playing on stage is that you want to make sure that each individual channel is not only labeled properly, but that its type is set so that if it's a vocal channel, the system understands that it's a vocal channel or a keyboard channel or a guitar channel. That ends up being important with the little groups that are automatically set up later. So if I want to set one of these, let's say I want to take channel 1. Well, let's not take channel 1 because it's selected already. Let's take channel 7. You tap on the channel underneath the fader, and that selects it. And now all this information on the top is pertaining to that channel. You can kind of see it's a lighter gray that flows up into this upper area. So that's how we know that we're dealing with that. We're dealing with channel 7. Now channel 7, if I want to change the name, I tap on channel 7 and I give it whatever new name. I think I'm just going to cancel out of that. How do I cancel out of it? I think I just tap somewhere else. Now, if I want to set it to be a certain kind of input, then see that little gear icon, tap on the gear icon, and then here's where you're setting the channel type. And I could say, this is a percussion instrument. Let's say there's a djembe on stage or something like that. I don't know how many percussion instruments I have, but I'll just choose congas, for example. Now, I've set this to be congas, and if I go back, it's also, since I didn't give it a special name, it's given it the proper name, and I've got a little label here that shows me this cute little icon of the congas on this thing. So that's important because later on the system will automatically know that if I want to be adjusting drums, it'll include this channel as one of the drums that I want to, as one of the instruments that I want to adjust. The other most important thing that you need to understand is this little preamp thing here, because by default all the preamps come up as 0 if you're dealing with a new channel. So that needs to be something that's more than 0 or else the channel is effectively muted. So you have to touch that and it turns into this little slider control, and then you can move it up or down and then release it and it'll set the preamp gain there. That's the most important one. All the other stuff is set here, like if you need phantom power or if it's supposed to be inverted. And then here's where, if I hit the dynamics tab over here, here's where the gate is set, or the compression. And then obviously the EQ is where you adjust your parametric EQ. This is much easier to adjust here on the iPad than it is on the Surface, in my opinion, because I can just grab one of these points and just start moving it. And I can set whether it's fading, whether it's gaining, increasing or attenuating, and set the frequency real easily like that. And then if I want to adjust how tight it is, I can touch the Q control here and move it back and forth and it will adjust that. So it's pretty easy to set the EQ here. If I want to recall a setting, then once again you use the little icon button here and it'll load this thing into the bottom part and you'll get to see all the different things. Right now it's only showing me drums because I've set this as a drum category, so it's only showing me drum presets. But let's say I hit all and it'll show me everything. Or it should show me everything. I think this is buggy. Yeah, that's definitely buggy. I'm not sure how to handle that. Okay, just for now, I'm going to go back to it not being assigned anything. So I'll say for channel type. Oh, here's how that's easy. Actually, that's most easily done without this menu open. If you hit the X or hit that thing to kind of kill that, and I go back to this congas channel. If I hit this gear again, you notice that all these things will show up with little X's on them. I can tap on this now, or just right to the lower right hand side of the X, and then the assignment goes away. So now it's neutral again. So that's the way to erase that. So let's say I want to load a preset into that one now, and I do this, and now hopefully it's not only going to show me drums. See, now it's showing me everything. So I clicked all. So let's say that I wanted a vocal, like I have an SM58 channel that I made up. Suppose that's what I want for it. Well, I choose that, and then I can hit load, and load will load it. I can go back to that channel, and that's and then all the gating and the compression and the EQ is loaded for that type. Now, one important thing about loading these presets, it won't change the preamp volume. So let's say I had the preamp really way down low at 15 dB, which is very low for most things. Something would have to have a really hot signal on stage for that to be the right volume. And I go down in here and I load one of their presets for a kick drum, let's say, Kick Funk 1, and I load it by hitting load. It's changed this stuff, but notice that the preamp is still at 15. So it doesn't change that. So there's only certain stuff that is recalled when you load a channel.